What's going on YouTube? It's another All About Max video, and today, right in front of me, I have a Packard Bell computer system. Yes, you're probably wondering, Packard Bell, why so random? Usually all my computer videos are Mac related, and very few I have are actually PC, Windows related type computers. But yeah, a Packard Bell is a computer that I basically really wanted to get a good working system. I don't have a particular model that I've been looking for. And this is probably the ideal system that I would want to get anyways. We'll go into that when I go about the specs and stuff like that. But as I said, this is the Packard Bell multimedia system. It's a 7621 model number. I tried looking up pretty much try to figure out when it was manufactured. I came up with nothing. Nothing came up on the internet at all about this specific model. But I know a couple people. I'm in a Packard Bell, just like a retro computer type group on Facebook. So I'm sure once I ask if some of them around, they might know exactly when it was manufactured. But enough of that. I had gotten this recently off of Craigslist. Wasn't even really looking for a Packard Bell in general. I have been looking for one recently locally, but like I'm not looking like too hard just because like they never really show up at all. And the last time I saw one pop up, it was an older one from like 91 or 92, and the guy was asking like a ridiculous amount, probably like I think he was asking like $250 for it, which they are getting up there, but kind of like for that model, it wasn't like really that special to me for $250. But this one was listed under computer parts. That's why I never even really saw it. It had been listed for like over a month on Craigslist, but I never usually look in computer parts. I'm always looking in the computer section, so didn't see it until I looked in computer parts and saw that. And he was listed for $20, which is an amazing deal for a old Packard Bell system like this. And the only catch was, one, I didn't know if it really worked. It was claimed he said it started and turned on, but when I asked him if it loaded to anything or anything like that, he didn't give me an actual answer. He just said, meet me here and you can pick it up. And I was like, for $20, I can't go too wrong with it, because if it's I'm assuming if it works, at least it's going to post a BIOS at that point. One determining factor that made me not almost get it was that it was quite a drive to get it. It was literally, I think, close to an hour one way just to get it from where I'm at in North Carolina. And I wasn't really going to do it, but I had the day off and I just got new tires on my car, so I was like, gotta test these out and go on a little mini road trip to go get this thing. So I go there, I pick it up. It came with a keyboard. It did not come with this awesome ViewSonic monitor, which was a find that I got a while back. But it came with a Packard Bell keyboard. I'm assuming it was the original one to the system. Mouse did not come with it. That's just a Microsoft mouse that I got from a thrift shop a long time ago. The keyboard is in very awesome shape, very clean. Space bar is a little sticky. It's actually very sticky. It barely goes in, but that could just be cleaned out pretty easily. But other than that, the keyboard's in very nice shape, and the tower is actually in amazing shape. And like I said, I don't know too much really about it other than the specs we'll get into a little bit. And I would turn the computer around, but if you've seen a designer tower, I believe these are considered designer towers from what Packard Bell had sold. But nothing really too spectacular on the back. It's the standard Packard Bell ports you usually see, like a VGA, serial, dial-up card, or modem card. And the only thing that I think that's interesting on this one is, obviously I know it's a later model because of what's in it spec-wise, and also it has a integrated USB port. Obviously it's probably 1.0 for most part, and it's But other than that, it's definitely a later model Packard Bell, which is nice, and it's nice that it has a USB port on it. And it's currently running Windows 98. And as you can see there, it's got a 52x CD-ROM drive in it, so that's obviously, it's Acer too, so it's obviously not original to the system, but it kind of matches the color on it, so it doesn't look terrible. And then both the blanking plates there, floppy drive, and then everything else looks really nice. And before, I don't think I ever showed the one I had before. I had two before. One, actually, I think I mentioned in a video a while ago, I actually ended up selling that to the Nostalgia Mall, which, if you're watching this video because you like Packard Bells, I hope to God you know who that guy is, because he's like the king of anything Packard Bell related, and he's kind of the reason why I got really interested into Packard Bells when I started watching his videos back in like 2010, because he was like one of the sole guys doing it at the time, and just is really dedicated to the machine. And I love the looks of the Packard Bells. I think they are an awesome looking computer from the 90s. They stand out a lot more than some of the regular ones that were pushed out. And I do have a kind of a memory of a Packard Bell system as a kid, and that was with my grandmother. It has actually kind of a similar setup to this. The ViewSonic monitor is like identical to what my grandmother had, but the Packard Bell system, I can't really, to be honest, I don't remember it too much. I remember seeing this logo as a kid, and I remember it saying Packard Bell, but I don't know if it was like a designer tower or if it was just a mini tower. I know it was an actual tower, but I know it wasn't like the kind of flat one. It was a mini tower, or I think it was a designer tower. I think it was a mini tower. But she had it at work. She worked at a nursing home for a very long time, and I remember her setup at the nursing home. The computer she worked on there was a Packard Bell. Don't know model, wish I remembered, but I never really went there too much. I just remember when I did go, I'd like play computer games that I would bring with me on her computer. And I just remember, the big thing I remember is the monitor, and I was so happy to find this monitor. And that story to basically sum that up pretty quickly. If you've seen, I believe my Macintosh 520 series or 52, I forgot the exact model number for it. It was the all-in-one that I did a recent video on. I bought a ton of computers from a place an hour away that had a bunch of just old Macs and stuff like that. And this also, one of the things I picked up was a CRT, because the guy had tables full of CRT computer monitors that are like this one, which are ViewSonics, are pretty sought after CRT monitors. They also had some really nice ones there, and I want to go back and pick up another one, but I haven't been in a very long time, so I have no idea if the guy even still has the stuff. But yes, I picked up that. The ViewSonic monitor is great. Unfortunately, you won't see it on camera, unfortunately, but like right up here is like a little like discoloration, which is unfortunate, but it's barely noticeable. Doesn't really bother me at all, but if like you are nitpicky, it definitely probably bother you. But enough rambling on this. We'll go ahead and turn it on real quick. And for all I know, I'm assuming, so a little backstory on the history of the computer itself. The guy I bought it from basically was saying that, his mother, and real quick I'll show you. So it's a 233 megahertz, which is literally the ideal computer I was looking for 90s wise, somewhere around in that processor speed, so that's awesome. But anyways, great little story on it. The guy had basically his mom would buy a computer, and then like anytime it became somewhat outdated, would basically replace it with a new one. So I bought actually two computers for him. The other one I didn't really want, but I kind of was like, I drove all the way. I drove like an hour, and I was like, and then the guy like kind of convinced me to buy the other one. I didn't really want it, but I was like, hell, and it's a compact Evo. It's actually sitting right here, and it's not like really anything special by any means, but it's a nice little Windows XP computer, so it definitely will be a nice Windows XP setup for a little bit. But obviously the main thing was the designer tower that I wanted really bad, and like I said, it's running Windows 98 right now. It has a 233 megahertz Pentium processor in it, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and log in here. And one thing I need to get is some PC speakers. I really need some speakers. Obviously this doesn't have a built-in speaker on it, but everything works great on here. Like the hard drive, you can hear it going at it. It sounds very strong for being an old hard drive, and at some point I need to replace it, or keep it as a backup and get a CF card or a SD card setup put in here. So, because eventually the hard drive is going to die eventually, but as of right now, it's in very good shape. It loads quick. It doesn't sound like it's struggling. I had another designer tower I had gotten. That was the second not power, I was about to say Power Mac. A Packard bill I had gotten. It was designer tower. I don't know the exact model or anything, but it came. I got it off of eBay for like $70, and it was yellowed beyond belief. It didn't look like that in the picture. I guess the guy had taken a very old picture of it and put it up there, and then he when I got it, it was yellowed. It smelled like cigarettes, and it was busted because they didn't ship it very good. And it was claimed it was working, and it did work for a little bit when I first got it, but then after literally 2 days, the hard drive seized up. It wouldn't spin anymore, and it wasn't reading the hard drive. And then some other things went wrong in it to where I ended up just getting rid of it for way less money than I paid for it. And so I ended up losing money on it, which was sad, but it wasn't what I wanted. But when I saw this one, I had to go get it, and it's in amazing condition. It's very clean. I still need to clean it up myself because it's got a little grime on the front, but other than that, it's very clean. Obviously the person that had it took very good care of it. She was told me a little backstory, the whole upgrading, but she said she used it for photo editing, stuff like that, which is really cool. So it got it wasn't just a computer that sat around and did nothing. It was served its purpose for what it did back in the day, which is awesome. And there's not any games on it or anything that I can show you other than some standard ones. I keep putting my finger up in the camera, so don't mind me with the crappy camera work, but go ahead and go to my computer here. And this is not going to be a full in-depth review of it. I'm not going to bust open the inside of the case and look inside the internals, stuff like that, until I get a little bit more time with it. But I just want to show it off real quick. The control panel here. Go to system. One thing I want to get for it is a Ethernet card, because obviously it doesn't have that. It has just a modem card on it, which is useless to me. But as you can see, it has 48 megabytes of RAM. I have no idea to the extent of what it can be upgraded to. It's one of those things I need to look inside and see what kind of RAM it actually uses. But I might have some RAM laying around that I can upgrade it a little bit, make it a little bit more, give it a little bit more pep in its step, But go to device manager here. Nothing really too special in here, obviously. It does have the USB port on the back, which is really cool. And it has I believe it's a 4 gigabyte hard drive in it, so it has a gig left of space on it, so nothing too crazy. I believe, that's obviously standard what it shipped with. Probably with the RAM too. I just know for a fact that that CD-ROM did not come in it. That was obviously put in there at some point. But other than that, let's see if I can find It does have Packard bells, like kind of like own like software type deal. It's nothing like crazy. The Packard Bell Navigator I cannot find in here. It has Navigator Assistant on it. But I can't find like the actual like navigator, so I have no idea where that is. And this is just something, yeah, listen to an audio CD, some basic stuff here. Work with your desktop. Open up Navigator Assistant here. So you get your navigator buttons here. Just some, built-in like software that's shipped with Packard Bell computers. Welcome to the Packard Bell Internet Apartment, your home from the web. Yeah, nothing too special. But other than that, I just wanted to show it off real quick. Just a very awesome computer that I've been wanting a Packard Bell for a very long time, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully have some more videos up soon. Just wanted to get a quick one out there. Haven't posted one in a bit, so yeah. And this will probably be the first video of a Packard Bell Multimedia 7 or s621 because I don't see any other ones on YouTube, so just wanted to contribute my little piece of history to the YouTube community as well. Not the YouTube community, most people aren't looking at Packard Bells, but the Packard Bell community and the retro computer community get to see this beauty in action, and hopefully in a little bit I can get some games and stuff like that and play some stuff. I'd really like to play some of the old games I played with my grandmother's computer, like Freddy Fish and some of the old other point and click games. But other than that, I will see you guys later, and have a good day, night, or wherever you're at. Have a good time.